Hey guys, we're back. I'm Shane.
Zach.
We're back with Star Wars: The Clone Wars, Season 1, Episode 4. We are watching in chronological order. I have seen it before, he hasn't, and we are in a new setup here. It's not finished yet. We're going to put a background and some stuff like that, but I think we look better. I think we sound better. Okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Last episode, do you remember what happened?
They had the assault on the Malevolence.
Yeah.
They passed through that smuggler route and...
Yeah, the old smuggler route, Anakin being on Tatooine, he'd hear all these pilots, because he's a little kid, he wants to... He was interested in that stuff, which I thought was a nice tidbit. Yeah,
and they passed through there, they had the rays.
Yeah, the Nebrae Mantis rays.
And, they made it there, they whooped some ass.
Fuck, keep talking, sorry. Spill my drink.
They destroyed, or sabotaged, I should say, the ion cannon on the Malevolence.
Yeah.
And everything was hunky-dory after that.
No, yeah, it couldn't. I don't think it could jump into hyperspace after that. And Grievous trusted. I mean, Grievous was entrusted by Dooku.
Yeah.
Dooku wasn't going to be happy. But how do you threaten Grievous, who's a droid? You know, I mean, he only has a little bit of.
He's a cyborg.
He's a cyborg, but yeah, I mean, they altered a lot of those emotions, so he doesn't feel the same kind of things that he once felt. You know.
Well, it's true. I mean,
he does self-preserve.
It's about the same. He has probably experiences humiliation.
Yeah.
It's evident. There's probably ways to threaten him, and that makes things pretty evident. I mean, he doesn't want to fail.
Yeah. All right, so do you think we... well, you know, I already said it's destroyed Malevolence, so yeah. This is the final episode in that little arc. Let's start, okay?
All right.
Let's do it. The plan is as good as those who see it through. Well, shit, yeah. It's part of the plan. It's them seeing it through.
That's not one.
This is our chance. All ships target the bridge. Maximum firepower.
It's interesting to hear Obi-Wan say, like, fire those guns at that bridge to destroy it.
Yeah. Well, there's only technically one semi-living organism on the goddamn thing.
Yeah.
It was secretly given to him by the Supreme Executive of the banking clan himself. If they lead the Separatist Alliance, it will go a long way
Can't trust the
in
bankers.
shortening this war.
You can trust the money, I guess.
Oh, you know?
The Senate was told the banking clan wanted to negotiate a treaty.
Get out of there as fast as you can.
Damn tractor beam. I've never seen it like that.
I'm afraid
Yeah.
much
It's
worse
gotta
than that.
kill the engines.
Admiral, order our ships to stop firing.
Well, I like it.
Looks like the engines are set to destroy themselves. Hey, that's just rude. What are you doing with that thing?
Jesus.
Yeah. Always wanted to stow away somewhere.
You look like a stowaway.
Dude, don't I? Hit 5 at the bottom. Eating fucking rat guts.
Anakin, you're crazy. Spinning is not flying. But it's a good trick.
Remember that?
This thing is not flying.
In Phantom Menace. He's like,
Yeah.
I'll try spinning, that's a good trick.
Blast them!
What?
Why would they shoot them?
They're shooting these people.
You know what? These fuckers have no business saying they feel anything or think anything. He gave them direct orders,
Yeah.
Jedi!
and they just go and shoot them.
Oh, wait! I knew that was a bad idea.
You wouldn't know.
Maybe he's seen it.
These fucking things are stupid.
I wouldn't trust this.
Nice catch. I'll fetch the droid.
If Obi-Wan saw me doing this, he'd be very grumpy.
Oh, the things you do to get me along.
Stop talking.
Obi-Wan sees it or something.
What?
Remember how Obi-Wan in episode 3, hello there.
Hello.
Now he jumps down on him. Says hello there.
No one's ever bothered to do that with one of those things before. They always just run from it.
a fleet.
Pretty fast paced.
Mark 2, release the
Right.
dive plan.
Yeah.
Back in there.
Kind of going with that submarine thing too.
Prepare. Should we retreat to friendly space?
Space.
The navicomputer is heading us right into the moon.
Reset the navicomputer.
Quick, reset the navicomputer. No, reset it, retreat.
General.
Hangs up on him. Get the fuck out of
Transmission
there.
has been cut off, sir. I think the general did it himself. We're gonna die, Anakin!
I imagine you had something to do with that.
All part of the plan, Master.
Had that shot, like,
It was a nice shot at the end.
well, yeah, kind of like they, you know, it's at the end of an arc, and it's like the end of a Star Wars movie. They're all kind of just standing there. You know what I mean?
You know, look at each other and then...
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So that was the episode. I finished the arc. It was a 3-episode arc, the Malevolence arc. What do you think?
I thought that it was actually a pretty good arc. It was solid. You know, the Ion Cannon was revealed.
Mhm.
We had a lot of legitimate threats, Grievous and Dooku and whatnot. It wasn't kind of campy or anything. I mean, well, there were some campy moments.
Yeah, but it was it's typical of, you know, that campy Star Wars prequel humor. Yeah.
Yeah, I think prequel humor says it about right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It-
Which is like what's it called? Kramer does it. A lot of physical comedy and stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree.
I have a list of things here, but I love the firefighter droids.
Why the fuck would you assign a droid that lightweight if they can't handle the goddamn hoses?
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
It doesn't make any goddamn
I
sense.
love those droids.
Yeah, maybe, but it doesn't make any sense to me why they would assign such lightweight droids to such a high pressure system when not one of those fuckers that showed up on that scene were able to do anything about resolving it.
Well, I guess
one fell down.
I mean, it's all. I mean,
The other one blasted 30 feet in the air.
well, that's what I was going to say. Wasn't there 2 droids holding one hose?
There were 2 droids holding different hoses, and
Are you sure?
the one ran out of slack, and it pulled him, and he fell down. And the other one went to fire the goddamn water cannon or whatever it is, and it shot him up in the air.
Well, I can't explain that other than the fact
It's like,
that
who? I mean, yeah, it's funny, but
yeah.
who on ground level assigns those droids?
Well, I know some droids, they have like magnetic feet,
What didn't happen that time?
so maybe you can attribute to a malfunction in their programming because they're idiots.
And both of them.
I don't have an answer. It's probably is a kid's show and they want to be funny.
Maybe so.
Okay.
You know, we're not kids anymore. So
No, we're
respect
not.
that it's supposed to be for the kids. You know, the prequel
I
trilogy.
imagine definitely the first season's target audience is for kids.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the prequels had a lot of that.
Yeah.
You know, so well, this is made for children. It's like, well, you know,
Yeah, no, I get
I
you.
mean, there's a lot of mature themes
Mm-hmm.
that probably go beyond kids.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But
No, I hear you. You know, one thing that I actually really loved and that we got to see, because I heard about it in the books and you kind of see a glimpse of it in a movie that you haven't seen, was the subway trains. They're called rail jets.
yeah,
The idea that we have these ships are massive.
Mm-hmm.
So you would need like a fast transportation system that, you know, the Death Star, Vader, and the Emperor, and just a few select others had access to like special elevators and things.
first class.
Yeah, that would get them there extremely fast. Yeah, that ship's
Yeah.
hundreds of miles.
The Emperor's elevator plays the Imperial March when he's going down through there.
Probably.
So they're tapping.
Us.
He was stuck on the elevator.
But
What tech guy's gonna stick around for that?
I don't know. Oh man, have you seen the SNL thing, Kylo Ren?
No.
I think we got
Is that where he did like an undercover boss thing?
kind of. You know,
Okay.
have you seen it?
Oh, I heard of it. I don't know.
It is so good. We should react to it. I freaking love it. So actually, being on the Malevolence and seeing like how these things actually work, and it being like just a cool setup to have like those fights. Yeah, I mean, obviously, like I said before, Anakin and Obi-Wan, Anakin and Grievous, they never saw each other before episode 3. He's like, Grievous, you're shorter than I expected.
I was looking forward to a better fight between Obi-Wan and Grievous, though.
It wasn't the best, and I'll say
It wasn't a fight at all. He like, showed up and he was coming after him with those sabers, and Obi-Wan just runs. Bolt.
Yeah, he does.
You know, so I mean, I know it's in the interest of time they're trying to destroy or sabotage the ship and all this other shit and get Padme off there. So it's not like he was ready. He was there for a showdown. So,
I'll say this: your expectations for season 1 lightsaber fights, just manage them. I mean, they're not terrible by any means, but later on,
non-occurrent.
I would I would say just because we Dooku and Anakin's in the movie was okay. I thought that was cool.
Well, yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
I mean, it was short-lived.
Yeah, and not so much the lightsaber moves as like the fight and the story of the fight and what and the camera and everything. But look forward to some pretty good fights later on. I'll have to say that. And also, so we had that part also from, it's a callback to Revenge of the Sith, which this would be a prequel to that, where Grievous jumps down to Obi-Wan and says, "Hello there."
Yeah.
Obi-Wan does that to him on Utapau after he's telling the Separatist Council, "Hey, go to Mustafar." Obi-Wan jumps down there and says, "Hello there." So it's almost like Grievous did it to him. Now Obi-Wan later on does it to him later on.
Okay.
Yeah, and okay, so you had a really good question, and something that I thought about. And it's a little bit of mental gymnastics and headcanon, but I think it's a good answer. The destroyer droids, the droidicas.
Yeah.
So in episode 1, The Phantom Menace, they show up. Master, destroy us! It's a standoff, let's go! And they fucking use Jedi speed, which they fucking use that shit all the time. They bolt the hell out of there. Like you saw, what's his name? Usain Bolt.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just the entire series. I mean, is there any instance in the films where anybody took out one of those fucking things? I mean, episode 3, was there any confrontation with them at all?
I can't remember. I'm sure they take them.
I mean, they're on the battlefields and shit like that. But is there an instance where the Jedi?
I mean, I'm sure if we watch Attack of the Clones, we might see something in there. I really can't remember Revenge of the Sith. That's a good question. But I will say this, okay? In a previous episode, I talked about when they showed up, the Jedi don't really have anything to do but run or take some other method besides fighting face to face because they have a shield, right?
And then today, he just tangos right in there between two of them. And
so today, they do the one thing that we always kind of say when you have a super-powered monks who can see the future. Like, why don't you just use a force?
Yeah.
Why don't you just use a force? And here he did. I mean, okay, so this is so earlier when we saw that, and especially in episode 1, and especially when I saw Anakin do that with Ahsoka previously, that was earlier in the war, or before the war. And because they're fighting a war against droids, and that's some of the most formidable foes, the destroyer droids, they would become more efficient at fighting them over time. And Anakin and Obi-Wan are exceptional Jedi. So I'm thinking, like, Obi-Wan is just better at fighting those things now than he was in episode 1, The Phantom Menace, when he was a Padawan.
They just don't do a good job of segueing into that.
What's that?
They don't do a good job of segueing into that.
I realize that I'm...
Now...
I realize I'm trying to explain something that in a cartoon they might not have thought about too much. I mean, I'm not going to say they don't think about it much, because there's some things they think about.
Well, he was in a scrape.
He was in a scrape, and there's only a couple of them.
Yeah.
Right? There's 2 of them. We push one that way, push that one.
3 or 4.
3 or 4?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe there's 3 or 4. But
All
there wasn't more.
The same. It's just like, well, this whole time, no one ever stands up to these things, even Yoda. You know, in this instance, all of a sudden, it's like, Obi-Wan.
Push, yeah.
Just roll you around.
Well, like...
Make quips towards your Grievous. I mean, it's like, well, I mean...
No,
I don't know. It's for the kids in that instance.
Mm-hmm.
It's enjoyable. The kids aren't going to sit there and say, well, no, I don't know too many kids anyway.
Yeah.
They're going to sit back and say, well, what the fuck? You know?
They just do that all the time.
Yeah, but a lot of them probably just thought it was cool.
I mean, I think Obi-Wan heard a whisper in the Force, to do that at that moment. You know what I mean? Like Revenge of the Sith, the Utapau, the book, in the movie, he just jumps down and he's like, hello there. And you think, why would he do that?
Well, because...
You know what I mean? But in the book, it makes it very clear that the Force, told him to do that. And unlike the Sith, who take control of the Force, Jedi are obedient. So he's obedient to his calling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He went down there and that was the right thing to do.
Well, I mean, I get that.
But you also, I know people say, you can't say that because you can say that for everything. Okay? And this is my headcanon. But I think I'm right.
I just think that, it's great showmanship you know, it provides you with the Coliseum and everything, the story and all the flash and all the bang.
Yeah.
But for me, it should not have just been, well, you can't fucking do anything about these assholes that show up with this shield to, well, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You know? Oh, by the way, I'm going to bowl over your droids with this fucker.
I'll forgive it more with Obi-Wan, Anakin, and the top Jedi if I saw some random Jedi doing it.
Fucking Yoda is like a top Jedi. He confronted Palpatine.
Well, I mean, they're on the battlefield, and there might have been, I'd have to watch it again, there might have been more overwhelming numbers. You know what I mean?
Maybe so.
And Yoda...
They always make exceptions to that rule. Like, all of a sudden, well, they're like, well, you know. I mean,
yeah, I mean, Yoda has a different... I mean, I know he had to adapt... like the lightsaber, form 2 or whatever. I don't know if that stuff's canon anymore. Because he's short and small, he had to fight a different way. So maybe...
I never stopped him before.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we saw he fought Dooku. It wasn't the same way Anakin fought Dooku. You know what I mean? No, it is. But I guess, you know, like...
They went out of their way to make it
like
overwhelming.
Dooku's style was... Like, he mastered a style that was made for one-on-one sword fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, all these different fighting styles. Everything kind of started linearly evolving in a way where, like, okay, now we're fighting droids. We're blocking blaster bolts.
Yeah.
We don't need to duel people, really. The only time...
Well,
anyone ever go in...
like Sith and Jedi.
Yeah, which how many Jedi ever even see a Sith in its lifetime? Like, probably, you know, Anakin, Obi-Wan did, and Yoda, and Mace.
Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan.
Yeah, like a half a dozen Jedi.
They were the first ones to see them in how many millennia?
Yeah.
Or no, a millennia.
Yeah.
Right? The Sith had not
In
been
the
seen in
millennia. Yeah.
So...
Yeah. You know, we talked about it before, just the way they're all standing there, like they did in Episode 1 of Phantom Menace. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
In Return of the
It was
Jedi.
good. It was
Even
good
Episode
close.
5, you know, actually, in all of them. See, only 2 and 3 really had, like, in 2, you see Palpatine overlooking, you know, all the clone troopers. You know what I mean? And then in 3, you have, you know, like, we had a shot of Vader and Palpatine and Tarkin, and that's really it. And you have Obi-Wan alone in the desert. So, but yeah, that shot kind of reminded me of 1, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
At the end.
That was good. They did a good job of encapsulating the original trilogy and that kind of feel.
Yeah.
You know, with that shot. So
Okay, I think that's it, guys. Anything else to say?
I got nothing.
Let's do the next one. Guys, thank you so much for watching this episode with me and Zach. I just love fucking going through this with him. I hope you guys too. If you like us and you want to support us, just turn on the notification and like this video and share it, okay? Any kind of constructive criticism, just leave a comment, or if you guys just want to say hey, leave a comment and I'll do my best to answer them, alright?